Hello, everybody. This is a painting called Head of an Old Woman, painted by Peter Paul Rubens, who is a Flemish artist born in 1577 and passed away in 1640. This is a head study, which in art is a study about the features of a face, how to draw them effortlessly in a perfect way. It is about having an in-depth knowledge of all parts of our faces and techniques to draw them. This is an exact quote from Google itself, so not something that I came up by myself. So basically, artists would use one particular painting or a particular model and just continuously repeat until they're able to do it without thinking or putting much effort, because like anything else, art needs to be practiced and practiced and practiced, right? You don't just learn to drive just by watching a video. You also have to do it continuously to be better at it. So Paul Rubens did that as well, right? He used various paintings to inspire and practice until he got better at it. So, who is a Flemish artist, right? Who can be qualified as a Flemish artist? Well, according to Wikipedia, a Flemish artist is any artist born or painting at the very least in the 15th to 17th century and is from what was called the Low Countries, which is modern day Netherlands, right? So basically, the artist here is qualified as a Flemish artist because he is at the very least practicing art in that time period and is from now what is called the Netherlands or the Low Countries. So usually also it is somebody that may be an English speaker and not necessarily French speakers, but this is not a hard rule, right? And it has developed to include different styles of painting. So you can have people that have a much more Baroque style of painting or what is qualified as Renaissance painting. So it's not necessarily a particular style of painting, but rather a description of where and when this person was practicing art. So, of course, now it's time for my thoughts on this particular painting. So, it's always amazing to me that this is something that is so exquisitely done, and it's done by somebody who's a student, right? I can't imagine myself as an art student doing this kind of thing. To me, this is something that somebody who's already a master in art, in painting, has done, right? When reality, Ruben was just learning when he did this. Now, obviously, his techniques might have improved, might have become something different later on. Somebody who has a better, knowledge in art techniques might be able to confirm this or not. But I know that oftentimes artists over the years will change a certain amount of things in their painting techniques or styles. Also, as you can see in this painting, there's a lot of browns and black, a lot of darker colors, right? So even the white and pink or reddish pink aren't very bright and stand out very much, right? The white is mixed in with some brown, where there is red. It's not overtly red. It's not very, very obvious, right? Even where there's hints of yellow, it's a much darker shade of yellow mixed in with browns and blacks, right? The other thing that's interesting with this painting is that the woman in this painting is never named. We don't know who this is, right? Sort of like Mona Lisa, right? We don't know who that actual person is. There's theories, potentially there's theories about who this woman is, but at this point, we don't know who this is, right? We don't know if there's a random woman in a village, or if it is somebody that's important, or just that standard, hey, we have to paint an old lady, and this is what we think of as an old lady, right? Obviously, as you can tell as well, models back in the day weren't these, tall, skinny, blonde-haired, blue-eyed individuals. Models could be anybody and everybody, right? So this is an older lady. She's not a model in the sense of what we think of. She's not Cindy Crawford, but that's okay. People knew that they wanted to paint anybody and everybody, and sometimes you would be painting a patron, so somebody who's paying you to paint them would be of different classes. They may not look like what we think as a model today, right? They may be older, they may be overweight, etc., right? So these are still people that you're going to pay because they're paying you. So obviously you're not going to say, well, because you don't look the way I expect you to look, I'm not going to paint you. You're going to paint them because they're paying you to paint. So that's another difference, and something that's also important to remember in this painting. So overall, that's what I think about this painting, and I hope you guys like this video.